Evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Um, Barak, Baraka Amuri, possibly. Fuck knows, man. I don't mean to be racist, like, but I mean, I just cannot pronounce. If you're not fucking English and called basically Smith or fucking Johnson, then I'm fucking shit with your name. That's that's the bottom line here. If you're not called Smith or Johnson, I'm basically fucked pronouncing your name. So this guy called Baraka Amuri, right? So that's the guy's name. That's the channel. Um, I like him. I like the channel, to be honest. I don't think I've ever mentioned the channel before. Nearly 80,000 subscribers, of which I am one. Very much British, on the British bandwagon, on the Save Britain bandwagon. Watched him for quite a while, just never mentioned him, never brought forth a video that I thought was worth bringing forth, really. But always good videos, to be fair, if you subscribe to the channel. And again, he's very much on the British bandwagon. I've seen him out and about, and more. He's joined the. He seems to have sort of joined the bandwagon of coming outdoors and going to sort of protests in the last sort of month or two. He hasn't always been like that, I don't think. But yeah, from what I've seen him out and about once or twice. And again, I just like his crack and I like his channel anyway. So you'll see for yourself in a minute. The Labour Party Paedophile Gang Investigated is the name of the video. And again, I mention this all the time with like Epstein and possibly Trump. Well, probably Trump and the Andrew, royalty, prime ministers were mentioned by Lasso and billionaires, and often we talk of this high-profile paedophile ring. So there's many levels as well. It's not just a high profile. This goes all the way down the line. Do you know what I mean? Like celebrities, Jimmy Savile, various people in various, like, again, I don't think people can truly grasp how deep and far this paedophile ring goes. Um, and again, it's kind of how they get them to do as they're told. To film them with kids. Like that's what literally what they do. They film them and catch them doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and then you blackmail people to do as they're told. I mean, it's age old. It's not a new tactic in any way, shape, or form. I mean, this has been fucking used for fucking hundreds of years. But it works very well. Catch people doing shit they shouldn't be doing, film it, and then blackmail them to do as they're told. I mean, it's not rocket science here, to be honest. But that's the way it goes. So there's a lot of people involved in this fucking paedophile ring and are paedophiles and like, I mean, what a world we fucking live in, to be honest. What a world. So the video, the Labour Party Paedophile Gang is the name of the video. So this guy's going to expose something, because you hear about these paedophiles now and again, but you never connect the dots, or the majority of people do not connect the dots and put two and two together and add all the things together to make a conclusion. You kind of hear all this stuff in passing as a one-off event, but it's not a one-off event, as this guy will show you right now.
I want to show you this map of the 25 to 50 plus Labour councillors, lords, member of parliament who have been caught adopting, texting and meeting young boys for sex. Yes, you heard me right. For sex.
It appears Britain is a safe haven for paedophiles.
Former State Labour Minister and convicted paedophile.
A paedophile who abducted a young girl as she walked home and sexually abused her for 27 hours.
As many as they may be, the 25 plus I found surprisingly did not spend a single day in jail. While we all might think we live in a
Did not spend a single day in jail.
Country full of law and orders and justice for all. But the reality is that the law does not apply to the ones who influence the legislature.
The back rooms of Whitehall.
Before I get into this long list of pedophiles,
Yeah, a long list indeed.
I also want to shine light of this dodge bullet moment in our history. Let me introduce you to someone who wanted to lead this country not long ago. and how it would have been if they won. How would it have been for pedophiles if David Cameron didn't win in 2010 election? This is Harriet Harman. She was a deputy leader in Labour Party under Ed Miliband leadership. Between 1978 and 1982, she was employed as a legal officer for National Council for Civil Liberties, which was linked to an organization called Paedophilia Information Exchange, short for PI. PI campaigned for paedophilia's rights, demanding age of consent to be lower than 9 years old.
I would be all in favour of children finding their own way sexually, but I think also that adults have a part to play.
How can a child of 12 make a mature judgment about something like sex for the first time, which it has not the first idea about, and cannot possibly weigh the consequences of it?
A child is able to recognize a pleasurable experience. He is able to express consent and to recognize that this is something he wishes.
I mean, I'm just gonna interject here and put this forth. Never trust anyone with a fucking tash. Right? That's my theory. Never trust anyone with a tash.
Just to continue,
just to continue. I can't really back that up with any sort of credible evidence for anything at all, but I'm just going to say it again. Never trust anyone with a tash.
Responsible, caring pedophile. It always refers to the wishes of the child.
On April 28th, 1978, Mrs. Arman wrote and sent in this letter to the government, defending and asking the government to change the new bill, the Protection of Children Act 1978. In this letter, she starts off with a statement. After careful scrutiny of Protection of Children Bill and bearing the above principles in mind, we have come to a conclusion that the looseness of this bill is statutory language and could permit damaging and indeed absurd prosecution and encourage an increase in censorship in areas which could not possibly be for public interest. As a lawyer, she was not happy with the language the government used in this Protection Bill Act in 1978, and she wanted to change something. And on the second page, she goes on fighting against the arrest of predators who hold pictures of children below the age of 10. And she argues that they should not be arrested unless there's physical harm on these children's face or body. But she goes even further, using this idea that I'm going to read out to you as an example why the government should change this law of indecent imagery of children. And here's the example she used. Against the marriage couple who take a photograph of their child in the nude and later show it to a friend who puts it on a display in his room. Yes, she used that as an excuse why the government should change the Protection Bill Act. And the last page, she fights for the maximum sentence for having children naked picture on your phone to be reduced.
So, as you can see, very good channel. Again, bringing light to what the fuck goes down here. Again, people really don't understand. Like, everyone just gets on with their lives, and you don't get to read these government documents and, again, these public information acts that people put forth and such forth and so on. Yeah, the average person doesn't get to know what's really going on. And honestly, credit again. Again, it's a really good channel. He's getting better by the day. This channel, to be honest. And again, he's started going out and about that I've seen as well. But I'd really recommend subscribing to this channel, Baraka Amuri. Again, and just from this video alone, again, he's I don't know what his parents' nationality is or where they come from or what the crack is at all with him, to be honest, but he's for the Brits. He really is for the Brits.
There was a group of them. They were trying to bring the age of consent initially down to the age of 9.
9. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. But also very much not, like, again, you don't really. Again, I mentioned to someone the other week, the Vatican's sexual age consent was 12, and they replied to me, it wasn't, it was 18, and my reply instantly to them was, well, they've only just changed it then. And their reply to me was, you're right, they changed it in possibly 2022 due to popular appeal, but up until 2002, the sexual age of consent in the Vatican City, because the Vatican is a city in itself, just like the square centre of London is, and Washington D.C., which operate separately to Italy, United Kingdom, and America. The sexual age of consent in all three of them centralised cities was 12 for a very long time. The Vatican has changed it. I don't know about London's the city centre of London, the actual city centre, which is again its own country in its own worth, so to speak, like the Vatican and Washington D.C. is. I don't know again if they've changed it, but that was again Washington D.C., the Vatican, and the square centre of London. The sexual age of consent was always 12. And again, a lot of people don't know that. Again, the Vatican has just changed it, and it's because people like me go around telling people that the sexual age of consent is 12 in light of all the paedophilia that's gone on within the Catholic Church. So, due to popular demand, they've changed it within very recent history, but it was 12 up until sort of 3 years ago. Again, people don't know what we're dealing with here. It's condemn what you do. It really is very much condemn what you do. These people are all paedophiles, but yet condemn paedophilia. But the literally the people who are condemning paedophilia are the paedophiles.
Okay.
And they are very clearly on record as saying there is nothing wrong with consensual sex with children, and there's no sign of it doing them any harm if it was consensual. It's a terrifying thought.
This is a letter that she apologetically wrote and sent in to the government, defending pedophilia and defending these predators. And later on, when people caught up about these letters in 1978, and she was asked about it, here's what she said.
Well, I'm not going to apologise because I've got nothing to apologise for. I very much regret that this vile organisation, PI, ever existed and that it ever had anything to do with NCCL. But it did not affect my work at NCCL. They'd been pushed to the margins before I actually went to NCCL. And to allege that I was involved in collusion with paedophilia or apologising for paedophilia is quite wrong and is a smear.
This lady wanted to be a leader of this country. Just sit and imagine how that would have been for these victims who go through this year after year. Just sit and imagine how justice would have looked like.
Sorry about that. I put it on ×2 speed when I was trying to pause it. So, yeah, again, the channel Baraka Amuri, the Labour Party paedophile gang investigated, is the name of the video. There's a bit of a map here. Well, we'll play a bit more.
Yeah, it would have been very difficult to even get anyone in jail. Or even the age of consent will probably be 9. But thank God we dodged this bullet. Now that we know about this letter, let's get into the main part of this video, where we're going to map out all the Labour paedophiles so far that has been caught texting, sexually assaulting young children.
Yeah, and remember again who's in power right now, who's covering up the rape gangs, the grooming gangs as they like to call them, but let's just call them rape gangs. Again, I've mentioned that it's maybe got links to higher echelon paedophile rings, and they're the getters. There's stuff going on here in the background there. There really is. There really, really is. Again, all these Labour MPs and fucking the BBC and everything. It's all, again, you've been really kind of told that this paedophile ring exists. without being told. So here's this guy talking about Labour MPs. We've got royalty involved here with Epstein and Lasso. I can't remember her name. She's not alive now. So you've got royalty for definite in the Epstein crack. You're getting Labour MPs told about here. So here's MPs. There's royalty. We've got billionaires. Was also named. So you really have kind of been told that this massive paedophile ring exists. It's just because it's such high echelon and well protected and there's a lot of money involved. It hasn't been exposed because ultimately the media, the mainstream media who tell everybody what's going on, are ultimately controlled by people involved in the paedophile ring. So the mainstream media aren't going to tell you who's in the paedophile ring when the people who own the mainstream media are in the paedophile ring. Let's just all establish here that that's the fucking crack. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you've got to be a fucking simpleton to not realise that that is the crack here. Like, the people who own the media at this point in 2025... Again, go and look into who owns all the media in Britain, and it like kind of rounds up to about 3 different companies whose shareholders are all the same, who were all involved in the fucking paedophile network. So they're never going to expose who's in the paedophile network because they're in it. It's kind of the way of things. It's a very high echelon paedophile ring that has billionaires. Again, this has already been stated by the woman in the photo with Prince Andrew. The billionaires were in the paedophile ring. Well, who the fuck do you think owns the media? Billionaires? Do you know what I mean? Like, so you've very much been told that this paedophile ring exists. And how far it goes, and it goes into billionaires, royalty, MPs, prime ministers, you name it, you've been told. Yeah, nobody wants to face the truth here, you know what I mean? And because names haven't been named, etc., nobody kind of definitely knows who's involved. But pretty much all the rich people are involved, is the beauty of it. So, whether this will ever come to light, I don't know. But the beauty of it is, it kind of does come to light, but you've never got somebody putting all the pieces in place on the same board. You've got to connect the dots yourself. Do you know what I mean? You've had royalty in there. You've had fucking MPs in there. You've had prime ministers mentioned. Again, Edward Heath and the Jimmy Savile and all kinds. I mean, it really is, if you pay attention, obvious what's going on here and how far this goes up. You know what I mean? It kind of is obvious, but the general public do not pay attention.
So let's do it.
Oh, sorry. Just before we carry on, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I've got nothing else to ask you apart from those 2, 3. Was it 2, 3? Comment, like, and subscribe. Yeah, those 3. And yeah, I'll see you on another video. And I hope you're enjoying this one. Let's get back to it. You need some coffee for this part because the things that these guys did to these young children is so disgusting, and they did not spend a single time in jail. So
yeah, disgusting, and didn't spend a single minute, not a minute, in jail. I'm kind of going to leave it there, to be honest. If you want to watch the video, and I recommend you do, and go and subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. Get him past 666. We don't want him on 666. Yeah, go and again watch the video for what's actually gone on here. I don't want to play it in case you don't want to hear the horrific crimes people have committed on children. I'll leave it up to yourself if you want to go and watch the rest of the video. But I just thought it's well worth a mention. It's very important we get to the bottom of this paedophile ring. And this guy really has got a good channel and he's doing great work. And as I say, of late, I've seen a couple of videos where he's been out and about as well and started going on the streets. So I very much recommend the channel. Baraka Amuri, don't know his nationality. Well, I think he's British, but I don't know where his parents are from. But again, he's just very much for the British, you know what I mean? It's like based in Boogie. I've no problem with the black people if they're gonna play a ball, you know what I mean? Play ball and we're all good.